Hi, welcome back. The previous lecture was hard, I know. This one is going to be pretty relaxed. Enjoy!
In Lecture 2, we talked about what it means to be human, and we saw that one definition was to be human means having to respond to one's circumstances. Or, to be human is to deal with your fate. To be more specific, Robert Rowland Smith said, we all have circumstances that we're born into, and to be human means having to respond to that. You can either accept that set of circumstances, challenge them, overcome them, or you can be defeated by them. And I then said that being human also includes to help others deal with their circumstances. Now I'm going to introduce you to Whitey and Stripe, or more specifically, Jemima and Stripe, and their two children, as well as Stripe's current partner, Whitey.
It's a funny story. One Sunday afternoon, I was standing down at a little table in my kitchen, and I looked up. To my amazement, found a pigeon on my windowsill, indoors, watching me from a tray with microgreens, little sprouts. I walked to another room, got my camera, took a photo.
That's the photo I took. See that there is a pigeon in that microgreens tray?
It turned out that this pigeon, who I named Jemima because that's what I tend to do with all pigeons. I didn't know anything about pigeons, more or less up to that point. It turned out that this pigeon had decided that my microgreens tray would be a perfect place for a nest. And, well, I couldn't disagree, except kitchen windows aren't always open, so I had to show them that my window was sometimes closed. Stripe was Jemima's partner. They ended up having 2 chicks. I have no idea where the nest was. And one day, Daddy, Jemima, showed up with one of the birds, one of the baby birds. Proud Daddy showing me one of his little kids.
Here is a photo of Daddy Jemima, stopping by to show me one of his children, on my kitchen windowsill.
Jemima later got killed, and then Stripe, just like normal human beings do too, found another partner, and now she's together with Whitey, a strapping male who'd been alone for a long time. Sound familiar? They don't have kids yet.
So when we look at other animals, we see that the definition Robert Rowland Smith came up with also applies to them. Animals too have to respond to circumstances. Animals too, for example, have to travel in search of food if their local food runs out, just like we go to a different supermarket. And animals too deal with illnesses, and they can also be born with disabilities such as blindness or deafness. And what's more, animals also help each other out sometimes. They help each other deal with their circumstances. This is an example. This shows you a bear fishing a crow out of the water. The crow was drowning, the bear fished it out. And just like we see with humans, some animals are kinder than others. Some are grouchy, some are mean. None of this means that animals are human, obviously. Take home points. Animals do many of the things that we tended to see as exclusively human. We humans don't seem to have a good idea of what it means to be human, do we? We do seem to want to distinguish ourselves from other species, though. Why? Is it necessary? Does it serve a purpose? Why do we want to be separate from nature? Why do we want to be above it, in control of it? We're not in control of it. And that's it for this lecture.